Hey Internet, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to not Kerbal Space Program, but to the coffee break. Yeah, we are back at the coffee break and I just mixed it up and now, yeah, we want to continue with our building process of the, we close the door, of our airport. Yeah, the airport is making good progress. Currently we are building the tower. And yeah, this is what I want to continue after I visited my sheeps and after I collected some wheat. And yeah, what else? Oh yeah, at first, as a timestamp, today is Sunday, July 20th. And yeah, today is well, some kind of historic date because I will come back later to this. Today is the celebration of the 45th I think he has a bad time. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, zombie. Today is the anniversary or the 45th anniversary of the first moon landing. Yeah, today Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon for, well, 45 years ago, and this is pretty cool. And yeah, I wanted to come back later to this. At first, yeah, summer is back in Germany again, once again, and we have to deal with temperatures of more than 30 degrees Celsius. And yeah, it's getting hot, very hot in here again. So yeah, this is really annoying once again, but yeah, at the end of the day and hopefully tomorrow it should be a little bit cooler according to the weather forecast. So I hope that the temperatures will really decrease and yeah, it's not so hot anymore, and I can start thinking again and can start focusing again on certain tasks because currently this is really a challenge. And I have to do such things, especially yeah, after I was talking about this. Wait, let me just check. Do we have some? I think my main problem right now is that we are mostly out of stone currently. And what was this? Was this way? Yeah, okay. And I need these stone bricks to continue my building process, and then I think I can also start placing some windows inside the tower. But okay, at first I want to use these the 40 stone bricks to continue my building process. And yeah, one thing which okay, I don't want really to talk about right now because there is a lot of planning going on. But I was talking about this in the last episode on Wednesday, that on Wednesday I had also some appointments with my supervisor and so, and maybe it's also the beginning of a new project for me, for my or new research project. And yeah, I don't want to spoil any details because, well, there is a lot of planning still going on and I need to make sure that everything is as I like it to be. So I need to talk at first to other professor and so on. But yeah, this was quite cool and it was quite productive. And yeah, once everything is cleared and everyone is happy and I had some meetings and so on and everything is set up, then I think I will also announce my new project to you, because I think this project could be also quite interesting for you. But yeah, as I said, I need to be currently a little bit wait, where do I need to continue? Oh, there I need to continue, because, well, as long as this is not final and as long as this is not complete, or as what was this? Okay, but and as long as I do not have a clear okay that I can do this, yeah, I should wait a little bit, because otherwise, yeah, it could be otherwise a little bit too early to announce anything, and in the later on everything is different. So yeah, I need to be at first a little bit silent about this, but this is quite cool. And it was quite productive. And now I want to talk about, before I come back to the moon topic, to talk about another thing, also a little bit spaceflight related. but more on the gaming side, because Kerbal Space Program had received a new update. Now they are in version 0.24, and the new version has increased a little bit the career mode, so now they have implemented a functionality that allows you to to accept some contracts. Yeah, I think this is getting quite cool. The tower or the platform. This is amazing. This is really amazing. Okay, on the flip side, we need to wait that we have more stones to create more of the brick stones. But yeah, they now have released the next version, 0.24, and yeah, you can accept contracts. The contracts are like, okay, land on a certain planet, or land on a certain moon, or do this, do that, do... Are we really out of cobblestone again? Okay, I think I should go mining for some more cobblestone. Because later on I will... Oh, yes, I wanted to use glass. At first, let me just put in some windows. Okay, let me take some glass, and how do I create windows? No? How do I do this? Do I need to do something like... No? I really should have looked this up, and I want to continue my... Okay, let's try this way. No. What do I need to do to create a window? Ah, okay. Okay, glass pane. Well done, well done. Finally I made it to create something I wanted to create. Okay, and now let me just go over here and start placing them inside my tower. And yeah, so you can accept now contracts, and this is a nice idea, because then you can also earn reputation, and with the reputation you can get more better contracts and so on. So this is I think this will close when I place a door in there. I should create a door to check this out. Now let me place the windows everywhere. Can I get somewhere? Yeah. Very nice. How can I reach this over there? I think this is quite complicated to reach this position. Yeah, come on. Okay, I think I need to create something from the outside. And yeah, I should really focus on my topics again, instead of getting stuck again with my talkings. And so yeah, you can accept contracts, and well, mostly it's about just plant a flag on something, or test a certain component or a certain thing in a certain situation, and so on. So this is quite cool. But yeah, on the flip side, I think the contract thing isn't... Oh, I completely forgot to add there some windows. Isn't so much of an importance, because I have this slight feeling, well, okay, you have then contracts, but on the other hand, I myself have so many other things and ideas I can do, that the contracts are only only a side effect, and not so much of an importance, because, well, here it's just land somewhere, but I'm setting my goals for my own, so I do not feel that the contracts are really necessary. And on the other hand, well, the fundings and so on, yeah, okay, you then receive some money to launch your rockets and so on. Yeah, this is quite good in case of... Oh, this was one too deep. In case of some management and so on. But on the other hand, here I'm not quite sure if this is really so much of an importance, because for me, Kerbal Space Program was more about doing the spaceflight thing, and exploring different worlds, and thinking about building cool rockets and so on, and not so much about thinking about my fundings and thinking about my reputation and so on. Okay, here I really forgot to add a glass pane over here. Okay, much better. Now the sun is also going down, so we can head back home. And yeah, I really wanted to talk about something different, but I'm always getting distracted by the stupid tower. So yeah, contracts are nice, but I don't think that this is really, or for on my side, this is really so great or so interesting, because I'm pretty good at finding my very own goals, and so yeah, I personally would more like to have more more interesting things, like okay, you need satellites to establish some kind of communication system, or you can generate science or some outcome on a regular basis if you have a base on the surface of a planet or on the safe surface of the moon or something like this, because then you would really need to create some things like this, because currently you can launch a satellite, you can create a base on the surface of a celestial body and so on, but on the other hand, yeah, this doesn't give you anything at all. So yeah, you have created this, and then the thing is standing around there or orbiting around a planet, but it really isn't doing anything else. So in this case here, I think this would be much cooler if satellites and bases and so on would have a real purpose in the game. But yeah, this is just my opinion. And now to come back to one thing I really wanted to talk about. I am still having a quite old computer. I'm still running on a 32-bit system, and Kerbal Space Program had always trouble with 32-bit systems, because well, then they have some issues with the how they allocate the RAM usage and so on. And here, this is causing sometimes a crash, and until version 0.23.4.5, it was quite okay. So it was not too frequently. I was able to play the game, and everything was fine for me. Okay, I had some occasionally crashes, but this was okay for me because I was able to play the game. But right now, with the newest version, the game crashes as soon as I start to load in something. And yeah, this is I was looking through the crash logs, and this was due to the fact that yeah, the 32-bit system, yeah, the crash is caused by this. And yeah, this is really sad, because well, okay, at one point it's obvious that new technology is replacing the old technology. In this case, at some point the 32-bit system will be completely replaced by 64-bit systems and so on. And I was also thinking about creating or upgrading my computer and so on, so that I do have also a 64-bit system and so on. But yeah, this is a little bit bad that the game is now completely screwed for me. So well, I the only thing, or my fix was to revert back to use the old version. So I reinstalled, or I switched on Steam the settings, so that Steam installed the old version, the version 0.23.5 on my computer, and now I'm able to play the game, but I'm not able to play the newest version of the game. And this is a little bit sad, just due to the fact that they have maybe changed a little bit the code of the game, or changed anything else, and now the game isn't really doing or isn't really working on my computer again, and isn't really running on my computer. And this is really sad. And here, well, now I'm playing the old version. I'm still happy with this, but yeah, I think especially because they are also doing this whole Kerbal Edu thing with teacher gaming and so on, and I'm not quite sure um, if schools where Kerbal Edu is targeted at all the time have running 64-bit systems. So I'm not quite sure if this is really a good idea to. Okay, this is good to yeah, to do this what they have done. So like, okay, we have now we have more issues created with the 32-bit system, and now nothing is running anymore. Or well, on my side, it's not running anymore, and I don't know. I'm not quite sure if schools really have only the best computers, and maybe this is also a little bit bad. And I think, or I wish they would increase a little bit the support for the old systems. But yeah, this is just my very own humble opinion. Of course, the technology is that the new 64-bit systems are mainly used, and so it makes no sense to program or to adjust your software for 32-bit systems. But yeah, it would be nice if the 32-bit systems would be still a little bit more supported. But yeah, on my side, I'm currently thinking about upgrading my computer, so at some point I should be able to play Kerbal Space Program in the newest version again, and I'm really looking forward to this. But until this time, I don't think that I'm really missing something, because, as I said, the contract system doesn't seem to me so much of an importance. And I think here the feature added to the game with the contract system isn't so big that it's really necessary to play this and to enjoy the game, because for me it's just a side effect. And yeah, but this is my humble opinion. And now, finally, after I spent maybe 2/3 of the whole episode to come to this point that I'm a little bit sad that the game isn't running anymore, we do have the 45th anniversary of the moon landing, so this is quite cool. And I'm currently following a Twitter user called, let me just check, where do I have noted this? She is called Liz Zukov. I will add the user tag of her in the annotation, or in direct text here to the video feed, so that you can follow her as well, because she is creating a lot of tweets based on the Apollo flight up to the moon, or the first Apollo moon landing. And yeah, the special thing is, yeah, it's like, okay, no, I don't want to create 9 doors, what I'm doing here. I wanted to create 2 doors. And what do I wanted to say? Yeah, so it's like Apollo 11 today. So yeah, normally a lot of tweets are going on about current rocket launches and about spaceflight things, and astronauts are tweeting about their duties and everything on board of the International Space Station and so on. And now she is creating tweets on the flight data. Why is this thing now not connected? This is strange. Do I need to... Huh. Am I not allowed to do something like this? This is strange. Okay. So I assume I will have also an issue up here, right? So, how do I close this gap? Well, I can, of course, do something like this, but then there's still this gap here. Okay. I think this is not completely working as intended. Maybe I need to figure out a different solution. But yeah, okay, and wait. Let me remove this door again. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And here, Apollo moon landing. I wanted to talk about a completely different topic, because, well, Apollo moon landing now, the next goal is, of course, maybe we landed on the moon, so the next step would be, on the one hand, the asteroid redirect mission, so that that asteroid is captured, and maybe with a new Orion spacecraft, astronauts will fly up to an astronaut and start investigating the astronaut, and later on the next goal is to fly up to Mars. But one thing which is completely special or different when you're thinking about flying up to Mars, because, well, when you're at the International Space Station, you have, of course, oh, I'm again out of cobblestone. you have, of course, all the time the option to return back home. Well, of course, if the if the International Space Station is completely destroyed or has a huge leak or anything like this, you might be in danger if you're not acting fast enough. But you still have the option to return back home by just putting on a spacesuit and getting inside your Soyuz capsule and returning back home in case of an emergency. And even during the flight of the Apollo missions and the moon landing, they had all the time some emergency burns prepared so that they can abort, or they had the free return trajectory up to the moon. And so all the time you were aware, okay, we do have some, okay, now the sun is setting, we do have some slight chances to return back home and to safely return back home. And when you're flying up to Mars, well, as soon as you basically finished your burn, you burn up to Mars, so that you're leaving the sphere of influence of the Earth. And yeah, at this point, you are basically committed. And from this point on, you do not have the chance to immediately return back home. So if you have a problem, then you have to deal with the problem. And if there's an emergency, you have no chance at all to fix the thing. You can't abort this. And well, even during the flight up to the moon, on the one hand, you can use the free return trajectory as they did with Apollo 13, or you can do a burn, an abort burn during the flight up to the moon and return a little bit earlier back home if you have enough fuel, and if the service module is not damaged as in Apollo 13, where this was really the big problem. Then yeah, you are able to return to some degree. And even if you have other issues like problems with the food or something like this, the flight up to the moon wasn't so long. But if you're flying up to Mars and you have a food problem, then you're pretty much screwed. Okay, the Apollo crew would have been also screwed probably if they had a problem with their fresh water or something like this. But yeah, the chances were a little bit better to return if there would have been a problem than returning on a flight up to Mars. And especially even if you are in orbit around the Mars, then yeah, you see, well, there's a planet down there. But even if I land from my spacecraft being in orbit on the surface of Mars, you are basically still screwed, because there is no oxygen, there is no fresh water, there is nothing to eat. And yeah, in this case, you would be completely screwed in every case. And I think to start thinking about the situation is also a strong thought. Okay, yeah, I wanted to talk so much more about the spaceflight thing, but we are now at the end of this episode, and I do not want to do a 3-day episode out of this. And I'm a little bit sad that I screwed up my Kerbal Space Program issue, that I was again so scatterminded with my tower building process and so on. In this case here, I think I will continue with the spaceflight and Mars thing in the next episode. In this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!